All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and begin. Let me make sure this thing is, yeah, okay. So my name's Bryce. I'm a TA in the stat department. I'm interested in probabilistic AI and other machine learning stuff. So I'm going to be talking about data visualization today. For most of you who are going to be doing DataFest, which hopefully you know what DataFest is, but for those who don't know what DataFest is, it's like a hackathon, but with data. So, you know, a company comes in, like maybe Harmony or Edmunds.com, and they give you one of their large data sets, and you're competing in one of three categories. I believe last year it was best visualization, so best graphic, best insight, and also best external use of data. Is that it? Okay. So yeah, it's super fun. You're gonna be like really tired, but other than that, it's a great way to meet like your future employers, your network. And talking about network, so I want you guys to get the email address of the person sitting next to you if you don't already have it. Like just for classes, like honestly, like I want to say this in class, but like everyone, like when you have problems, it should be your colleagues you turn to first, right? Google search first, then your colleagues, then like me, then Professor Gould, right? So there's like, so you check your places like in that sort of hierarchy, right? Okay. So to give you, for those who aren't in my class, I want to sort of play a YouTube video which sort of explains like sort of what I'm about. And so I thought it'd be appropriate to play this. So this is what happens when you become an expert at data visualization. Okay, so let me make sure that the sound here is going to play. Sorry guys, some visualizations require some good sound, so give me 1 second. Okay, well in the meantime, actually get your neighbor's email address.
Sure. I'm leaving. Sure.
Leaving like the workshop or
I'm leaving UCLA after this quarter. But you know.
The other good thing about DataFest is that you're gonna meet most of your like stat friends there. And what I mean by that is like I didn't really have that many stat friends before I did DataFest last year, but then I met like Alex Krebs, I met like Hannah and Samantha who should be here. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean you meet like you meet a lot of really cool people that can help you out in the next like year, 2 years, like onward, right? You meet like the statisticians of like LA, the future statisticians of LA, right? Data scientist, statistician, software engineer, right? So like you need to like really focus on building your network, okay? And man, I really wish I got. Oh, there we go. Okay, so starting over here. So this is what happens when you're really good at data visualization. Right? I mean, he's good. It wouldn't be appropriate without the sound, though. talk. Sorry about all that. So I was walking down Brunnenwalk today, and I'm walking up, and I've been here for this is my 5th year at UCLA. So I've been around a while, and everyone hates walking down Brunnenwalk, right? Because you just get attacked by everyone trying to sell you something, give you a flyer, make you give blood, you got vampires on Brunnenwalk, right? And so I'm chicks badgering me with a flyer. I'm like, I don't want to take it. I'm never take it. And if I do take it, I take it so that I can walk a few feet and then give it to someone else, as if I'm flyering. But so I look and I take it. I'm like, okay, you got me, all right. And then I look and I see looks like Coachella lineup, right? And I'm like, dude, okay, I want to see what the Coachella lineup. So I start reading. I'm like, they tricked me, right? They tricked me. It's not Coachella lineup. It's Relay for Life, which is way more important than Coachella. But at the same time, I wouldn't have read it had I known what it was for in the beginning, or maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have, right? But so they trick you. But that's human psychology, and if you think that human psychology isn't a part of statistics and mathematics, it so is. So going forward, I'm going to show you one more video, which I think is pretty awesome, and I want you to think about a few things while you're watching the video, and that is patterns. Patterns that your mind is trying to make when you listen and watch this video. Okay?
Fiz reggaeton mieszane to znajdziesz. Me todo eu atravieso no todo eu atravieso mas eu vou te chamar eu sou eu tenho hoje de tierra e eu vou dar para você de trabalho eu acho que atravieso. Me una paloma e farà conto e sarà congelante? Non sei.
What language is he speaking?
Des fois on peut voir parce que les gens ici font des choses pour manger. Mais quand tu es fâché avec quelqu'un, c'est pas the first time. And that's one of the things that I enjoy most about this convention. It's not so much as so little as to do with what everything is. But it is within our self-interest to understand the topography of our lives unto ourselves. The future states that there is no time other than the collapsation of that sensation of the mirror of the memories in which we are living. Common knowledge, but important nonetheless. As we face fear in these times, and fear is all around us, we also have anti-fear. It's hard to imagine or measure. The background radiation is simply too static to be able to be seen under the normal spectral analysis.
But we feel as though there are times when a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Because as a hip hop thing, you know what I'm saying? Ted be rocking, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote a song, and I hope you guys dig it. It's a song about people and Sasquatches, other French science stuff. That's French science.
Now think of sampling. Think of statistical sampling.
I'm being tried.
Sampling.
you know, you can use as many of those things as you want, right? And the computer models, no matter how many...
Okay, so one thing to note about my speaker, notice the geometry. Obviously, it was purchased based on the geometry. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about today? Well, first a social experiment, then DataFest, introduction to data visualization, some historic examples of data visualization, anomaly detection, ooh, buzzword, some examples using R, and I'm going to briefly talk about Python and Matplotlib for UCS people who don't do R. Okay, does anyone know what this image in the background is?
The persistence of memory.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to put the lights back to a little bit more normal. Okay. A quote, it is easy to lie with statistics, but it is easier to lie without them. Okay. So really, like, the whole idea of DataFest and being a data scientist in general is telling a story with data, right? You find some kind of anomaly, say, and then you see, you try and explain why that's the case, right? And you build your case based on a data analysis, right? You support your claim, right? You have a thesis. Okay. So some advice: start replicating good visualizations. So I've given a link on this site, and I've posted this my slideshow on my GitHub. So if you're not in my class, it's github.com/BryceRan, BRICERAN. So all the stuff in my class is posted on there. And to make another point, these are dynamic documents in the sense that I will be updating these over the next few years, right? So this is the first time I've done this class, but my plan is to do it like quite a few more times. So it's only going to get like better and more advanced and more current. Okay. So you can trust that you can go back on my GitHub and always be able to, you'll always be able to have the class discussions and a good synthesis of lectures, right, in 10 slideshows. And I post R code and stuff, and maybe I post Python notebooks too. Okay, ggplot2 cheat sheet, just please Google that and download that. If you're running a Mac, you should be able to do command and then spacebar and then just type like GG, and then pull up in a PDF form your ggplot2 cheat sheet for when you're in R. Just make it fast, okay? Also, wear sunscreen. It's super hot out. You put some on your neck, your face, like super important. Maybe it's totally related to statistics. Statistically, you're not well off if you're gonna not wear sunscreen. Okay. Statistician versus data scientist. So everyone throws around these words, and I would assume that most of you guys, if you're applying to internships, you're looking for roles as a data scientist. Like that's the buzzword, not statistician, because statistician has a negative connotation. I think partly because to me, like a statistician also like collects their data, and some people think that like data entry and stuff is maybe like a lesser job, when honestly like collecting data is some of the most fun. Like that's one of the best activities. I collect data on my Uber drivers, so I have awesome conversations with Uber drivers. I collect data on them. I text message it to myself and then write it down later. Your parents might collect data on themselves using a Fitbit. My mom uses a Fitbit, so she's collecting data on herself. Your iPhone's taking a bunch of data from you and storing it. You have access to it. I recommend you analyze your own data. Okay, you'll learn so much about yourself by analyzing your own data. Okay, what are some types of people who analyze their own data that you might not think of? How about a weightlifter? A weightlifter going to the gym and writing down how many reps they do, right? And then each time sequentially improving that, right? They have analysis, they know exactly how much they can lift, like because they write it down, they look at the data all the time, and they summarize it. They don't use statistics though. You could. Okay. So what other data do I collect? Well, I recently, so this is the social experiment. So I recently thought that, you know what, I should start shamelessly emailing famous people and seeing who would reply. Why not? What do I have to lose, right? Reputation? Like, well, I don't have a reputation. It's cool. Like, it's not like I'm like Stephen Hawking or someone who's gotta like, gotta make sure like if I'm emailing someone that's important, like, well, just say hi. Also, like some older scientists, like when they go into retirement, they might get a little lonely, right? And like if you're lonely, like honestly, anyone reaching out is a good thing. So a student who's interested in your work, you know, they love that. You know, maybe they don't say it, or maybe it comes off as they're like sort of grumpy, but deep down they love it. So do it. And if they get mad, just tell them, hey, I said it was okay. As long as they're not like heads of journals or something. Okay. Yeah, so collect your own data. Because like honestly, if you have your own data set, then it becomes super interesting to ask questions like, all right, how many days this week did I consume more than 40 strawberries? That's a common question in data analysis. So you know, being able to you know, look that up on your data, right? Subset your data quickly, which is one of the hardest parts of data analysis, right? Like doing that becomes fun and becomes like you learn way faster when you have a goal like that. Okay. So anyway, I'm also motivated by this quote. Sometimes when you assume the world is sane, kind, and generally fair, it appears to be just that. And this famous dude said that. He's in the back of this picture. And so yeah, what would happen if you started shamelessly emailing famous people with like a nice note? Like maybe you read one of their articles or you had a question for them. So I started doing that. I did that last year with an email to Terrence Tao, which he emailed me back. He said thanks.